Hey, this is Dimitri Bronovsky, the Curious Tanguero. My goal is to bring more people to tango and more tango to people. I hope you'll find this episode useful and that you're going to share it with your friends. Today we're going to discuss two topics. The first has to do with how we use our fingers in tango. And the second one is about stability during a giro. And I know some part of that can be a little bit controversial and some people have very strong opinions about that. I'm just going to share my opinions, my view, and if you want, you use it. If you don't, just forget about it. Now, leading with hands is wrong. I heard that, and I believe that for years. And it has some truth. It has a lot of truth, depending on how you see it. But I start questioning till I start asking a simple question. And my question was this: if my hands can transmit information, shouldn't they? If they can do it in a nice, comfortable way, of course, not hurting anyone, if they can transmit information, they can make clear the next step, the next movement, shouldn't they do it? Is there an ethical reason or something in the tango ethics that says, no, hands should not transmit information? To this day, I didn't find a compelling reason not to use them. Of course, there are, many ways to use it wrong. And yes, some people say that if you use your hands, it's like manipulating the follower, or feels awkward, or creates unnecessary pressure. Well, yes, if you do it the wrong way, it does. I can touch another person with my fingers and feel nice, or I can squeeze him and he feels bad. That's normal. That's common logic, right? Same thing is true if you misuse your chest or your elbows. I mean, if you push too much forward with your chest, or you squeeze, or it's like, yes, there are uncomfortable ways to do it. So don't. I don't know, for me it seems so easy. Don't do it the wrong way. Don't do it in a way that feels bad. But if you can do it in a way that feels good and you communicate information, why not? Use them, but use them right. And the cool thing for me is the following. Applying pressure to different fingers has a direct effect on your partner's body. I learned this one in one of the best classes of my life. I found it as a very, very interesting thing that I could use and play during a milonga. Not always, but I can use it. So check this. Your little finger connects with your back. And I want you to try it now. Follow these instructions, right? Lift your right hand at a 90-degree angle, parallel to the floor in front of you. So, it's hanging down, right? And you just lift only the hand, like from the elbow, and under the elbow, you just lift the hand, right? In front of you. So basically now you're looking at your hand, you're looking at the palm of the hand. If you want, you can bring the palm of the hand just a tiny bit closer to your face, all right? Just as if you were checking your hand in order to see the lines that you have on your palm, right? Now, this is your right hand, okay? With the thumb and the index finger of your left hand, I want you to touch the base of your right little finger, right? So put your thumb and your index, the base of the right little finger in between your thumb and your index finger of your left hand, all right? So now I want you to push this base towards your elbow. So use your left hand, your thumb and your index finger to push the base of your right little finger toward the direction of your right elbow. All right? Now use the elbow to resist that pressure. Do it a few times and notice how that pressure is actually transferred to your back. If you try to resist this movement of somebody pushing you through the base of your little finger towards yourself, towards your elbow, you will start resisting that using your back. Now I want you to do something else. Now, push the base of the thumb. So you use your left hand, all right? You use the thumb and the index finger to grab the base of your thumb, of your right hand, and do the same. Use your left hand to push it down towards your elbow. right? You will realize that this activates something on the front of your shoulder. So when you push the base of the thumb toward the elbow, you might feel the shoulder going down too. So if you're pushing the base of the small finger, you will feel it in your back. If you push the base of the thumb, you feel it at the front of your shoulder. The truth is that the fingers in between, they're actually activating a part between your back and the front of your shoulder. So the right ring finger, middle finger, or index finger are connected to your pectoral muscles. So you can try to pushing them, towards your elbow and see which muscles are activated in your body, right? Surprise, surprise. Your partner's body works exactly the same way. You can affect her body, adjust her shoulders, influence her back, etc. by applying pressure on different fingers. Just remember to not squeeze them, okay? The direction of the force is from the base of each finger toward the elbow. Now play it with it during practice, right? And ask your partner for feedback. It's the only way to see the results in action. First, feel it for yourself. Try to push from the base of each finger towards your elbow and try to resist that movement and see what part of your body is activated. And then try to see how you can do that, how you can create something similar during the dance. Now, I'm not suggesting, don't take me wrong, I'm not suggesting that you lift your thumb and your index finger and you start squeezing the fingers individually. That feels weird. Don't do it like that. Just understand what's happening if you're creating more pressure on the lower part of the leg or the outside part of the leg or the inside part, of the hand, the inside part of the hand or the outside part of the hand. All right? It creates a change. And while we are at it, check the outside part of your wrist with your finger. For most people, on the outside part of the wrist, on the side of the smaller finger, right? You're on the outside part of your wrist, on the side of the smaller finger. There's a little hole there, right? It's at the beginning of your hand, where it connects with your arm, right? There's a little hole there. If you're standing and someone pushes in there and towards the direction of the elbow, your hips tend to turn, right? Especially if you're keeping the same distance between your elbow and your hips. That it's a suggestion from many teachers. So on the outside part of your wrist, there's a little hole. If you push there with your finger towards the direction of the elbow, you might notice that your hips want to turn, all right? You can also use that with followers who might have trouble pivoting. Again, don't overdo it, and in my opinion, there are much better ways to lead a pivot, all right? But if you see that your follower has a little bit of a trouble, you might actually start creating a little bit of pressure through that point towards the elbow again. It's not towards the hand, all right? Towards the elbow, it's almost like parallel to the skin, and see what happens. See if that helps them pivot. Okay, again, don't overdo it. And again, there are also other ways to lead that. But for me, it's nice to understand that if you start asking questions, you start discovering things about your body. All right, so enough with that. I want to share with you now a great way to help your partner stabilize during the back ocho to her left. So for the leaders, is the back ocho towards the right. So we will see the follower going to the right. For the followers, it's the back ocho towards the left. All right, it's the back ocho towards the closed side of the embrace, which is a very hard step for most followers. It would be great if you have a partner to practice this and see it in action. So if you don't currently have one next to you, keep in mind to try it in the next opportunity. During the back ocho, the follower needs to rotate her left hand upwards, trying to lift the man's shoulder blades. Well, I said needs, but let's put it this way. The follower can rotate her left hand upwards, trying to lift the man's shoulder blades, right? So as a leader, you're going to feel that on your right side, on your right shoulder blade. Then the follower, the leader needs to push the shoulder blade down, right? So as a leader, make sure your shoulder blades are down. This is a general recommendation either way. keep your shoulder blades engaged and down, but in case you forgot, the moment it tries to lift it up, don't let your shoulder blades go up, keep them down. This helps the follower stabilize. All right? So if you want to try it with a partner, just the follower needs to put her hand and basically grab his shoulder blade, and the leader needs to keep the shoulder blade down. As the follower does the back ocho, the follower can try to lift the shoulder blade of your partner while the partner tries to keep the shoulder blades down. This will help the follower stabilize. And it's very interesting because usually that back ocho is the one where most followers lose the balance for many reasons. But this, although it doesn't solve the initial reasons they lose the balance, it actually helps them stabilize. All right? So, by the way, this is a general advice. Make your shoulder blade as a leader available to your partner as much as possible. I learned that from Alejandra Mantignan. If you don't know who she is, please Google. She's one of the, I would say, maybe top 3 Argentine tango teachers in the world with decades of experience. Some people say she's the best. I just don't have enough experience to confirm that, but it's quite possible. All right. Alejandro Magnat says that your shoulder blade is where a lot of the information for your partner originates, right? So it's also great for the followers to know that they can use your shoulder blade for stability. I would go a step further, although we need a whole new episode to go into it, and suggest that you try to lead a giro to your right, leading it only with your right shoulder blade. Just give it a try, see what happens. As a leader, only move your right shoulder blade towards the direction that you want the follower to go. All right? This is only one part of the process of leading it, and for me, it doesn't really, it should not happen like individually, just the shoulder blade. But I think it's a very nice game to play. When you practice with someone, just use only your shoulder blades to lead and see how far this can get you. All right? Remember, the more elements we have in our body that we can use to transmit information, the better it is. Okay? Now, you don't always need to use all those elements, but if you choose to, you can do it. Give it a try, see what happens. And if you enjoy what you learned in this episode, please don't keep it to yourself, right? Help somebody else too. Share it with your friends. You have social media, you have messaging apps, you have emails. You'll be helping them and you'll be helping me to reach more people. This helps me create more content. All right. The second best thing you can do is to visit thecurioustanguero.com/Argentine Tango. There you're going to find a list of free and paid resources to help you improve and enjoy your tango. I'm updating the website often with new stuff, so make sure to revisit every once in a while. thecurioustanguero.com/Argentine Tango. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your tango.